everyone, Jamie here from the NOIC Godcast, where we offer wacky wisdom weekly from God's Word. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about how we should be in awe of the option for God to take us back. So with Valentine's Day behind us, we were all entranced by, receiving gifts, getting good food on our dates, spending time with the ones that you cherish the most, or, maybe you're just excited for the discounted candy on February 15th, because I know that I am. Good food and the candy. Even if you didn't want to think about it, love is everywhere right now, and it is very prevalent in our minds. And while it is nice to see all the people cherishing the people that they love, we often look over the one that gives us an eternal, perfect, never-ending love. This month, we're talking about Take Me Back. It is all about getting back to where God originally placed us, in perfect harmony with Him. But why? God is perfect. And He made us perfect. But like you guys, I think you talked a couple weeks ago, that did not stay for very long. Satan snuck in, and we chose to fall into sin. We chose to put the temptation of sin above all that God wanted for us. We took the love that God gave us and threw it on the ground and stomped all over it because we thought we knew better. We chose to ignore the words from God that from the God that literally formed us, made us in His own image, and put literal breath into our lungs, but listened to the serpent that was jealous because he couldn't be God. I think that some of us think that we would have done better. I think that we think sometimes that we wouldn't have fallen for that.
I think, actually, I'm not thinking this.
Yeah.
So during this week in Life-Wise, or when we were going over the story of the Garden of Eden, like one of the questions was, do you think you would have made the same decision that Adam and Eve made? Okay. And one of the students was like, no, I would not have done that. Okay. And I was like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah, because I wouldn't listen to Satan. Like I would not choose to follow Satan over following God. And then this came up last week. It's the point of Satan's not saying, hey, he's not in a old white van and slices it open like, hey, kid, I got some candy. Okay, like anyone.
I got discounted February 15th candy.
Okay, like we would all recognize that. Okay, but what he does is he pulls up in that nice, shiny convertible, okay, with the box of chocolates on the front seat, okay? He's like, hey, look what I got.
I got this.
I know you like this. You know what I mean? And then we're like, but we don't want to get in a car with a stranger. And he goes, listen, you don't have to get in the car. Just take the candy. And we're like, yeah, that's perfectly good. I want the candy and I'm not getting in the car. Win-win.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we're doing what we want.
Yep, 100%.
So that's the...
Well, and that's the thing. I think, we think that Eve is honestly just dumb and we would have known better.
Exactly.
Well, looking at our lives, especially my own life and the people sitting here.
Why did you sing that?
Did I? Did I sing it?
My own life.
Whoops. Sorry, friends. Went into the wrong mode.
It's okay.
Looking at our lives, looking at my life, looking at the people around me, we're still listening to Him. We're still doing that. And we even have more reason to trust God. Eve had just gotten there.
Right, yeah.
There was no Noah in the ark. There was no Moses. There was no Abraham. There was no prior history for Eve to even look at. And I'm not saying that was an excuse for Eve. She still sinned. She still chose Satan over God, sin. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to point out that while we have we think that we would have been able to resist the lies of Satan. We have 66 books of text given to us by God.
Thousands of years of evidence.
About Him and how He loves us. And yet we still believe the lies of Satan. I was reading something this week, and it is what sparked this podcast. Something that I knew, but I think that I just needed to hear it in a different way. Typically, humans love because there is a benefit. Like you love someone that takes care of your needs. Maybe you love your spouse because they take care of the house or the kids, or they go to work and provide for you, or, you know, they cook for you, or they're just there for you emotionally. You love your friends and your family because they're there for you. You can trust them. You have fun with them. Usually you love because the people, or you love the people that surround yourself with because they help complete you in some way.
Okay.
So it's not just like I love you just because I love you. Like there's usually some type of a transaction, even if it's emotionally. You know what I mean? God doesn't need you. He is completely whole without you. Yet he chases after you. He is running after you at full speed as if he needs you and that this world would be worth nothing without you.
It's another life-wise example because they're just running all over the place.
Yeah.
So explaining God's love, okay? So everyone knows the story of either a guy or girl in school who was madly in love with someone and that person had no interest in them.
Yep.
Okay? And it gets to the point where that person who's madly in love, they become the butt of jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it becomes like pathetically humorous because that's how teenagers are.
That's their
you know
humor.
what I mean? Exactly. Right? Like their friends may even encourage them to continue this infatuation with that person because they want to see that person continually get rejected. You know,
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So God, on the other hand, loves us. Okay. He's pursuing us.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think anyone at first look was like, oh, that's God chasing after me. Let me stop running.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me turn to God the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. The first time we're usually like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a jock. You're a computer nerd. It's not going to work out. Like, so stop.
Trying.
Yeah, I don't want to be your lab partner.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But God is that kid who's like, I'm going to be persistently chasing you until eventually we get tired of running.
Well, and that's the thing is that he is the creator of the universe. He has no need for you, but he still wants you. So while we're going through this month of Take Me Back, remember that it's an honor, as it is for him to take us back. He could have easily have said, they chose to leave me even though I gave them everything. They made their bed and now they have to lie in it. But he doesn't. He runs after us in ways that we will never comprehend. The love that he has for us is so far beyond what our minds can even imagine. So remember, God doesn't need you back. He wants you back.
That is a great way to look at that. It's an unconditional love that he has for us. And like you spoke earlier about, a lot of times in a relationship, love is conditional on what that other person, you know what I mean, is doing for you. So I always like to go to the extreme when I use examples. So imagine, if you will, at home, that you meet your perfect person, okay, and you get married, you have a nice house, a picket fence, 2 dogs, 3.5 kids. I don't know where that number came from. But anyway.
It's usually 2.5.
Or 2.5 kids, okay? I'm not even going to dive into that, okay? But you have what is considered to be the perfect life, okay? And then you come home one day and your spouse is packing their stuff up, okay? And you're like, honey, like, what's wrong? Everything was perfect. And they look at you dead-faced and say, your dad stopped paying me. Okay?
Yeah.
So then you're just like, none of this...
It's just someone was paying me off.
Exactly. So imagine the hurt that would be felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with God, it's like, who could pay God off to love me?
Yeah.
Nobody. You know what I mean? So it's such a wonderful love that he has
Oh, yeah. 100%.
for us.
100%. Anything to say to that?
Amen.
Brother.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
I have to write it down so I don't forget.
You know your line.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm sure somebody
Said
said this.
There's a lot to say.
There's a lot to say, and I'm sure somebody said it.
Okay.
But and if you know who said it, say thanks for me.
You could email us.
You could email us. You could comment.
That's what we should we should stop saying who said the quote.
And you have to go find it.
Make it a quote challenge.
So today's considerable quote is, "Why does he never stop loving me? It's because his love isn't about what I can do. It is about who he is. He could have left me to my mistakes. He could have walked away, perfectly complete without me. But instead, he ran after me. He calls me his daughter. He pours his love into my heart, not because he needs to, but because he wants to." And today's feature content is Goodness of God by CeCe. Is it Winans or Winans?
Winans.
Winans. I always said Winans, but then I was like, there's no E to make the I.
It defies the English language.
Most things do.
Yeah.
Most English does. All right. So last week's trivia was how much did Hosea pay to purchase Gomer out of slavery? And that answer was
A, 10 shekels.
10 shekels. So that would be, what did we find out last week?
$2.50.
Wow, you did that in your head.
Whoa.
It's kind of rough math.
A shekel's like worth a quarter.
And 3 cents. Or no. What was it?
It was it was 28.
28 cents.
28 cents.
Yeah.
Okay, so around 30. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sure. It's close. Listen, I'm not even going to try.
All right.
CJ has his
CJ has the
calculator.
power.
$2.80.
Oh, times 10.
Yeah.
and 8
Guys,
cents.
why are we so dumb? It's times 10.
Yeah.
You just moved the decimal point.
Okay.
We're all good here.
Yes. We know our man.
We graduated long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. This week's trivia is how many conversation hearts are produced and sold each year? Okay. You know what conversation hearts are?
No.
The little candies. The little heart candies.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Yeah, like I love you.
Yeah.
or something like that.
Hmm.
Okay,
They're
well,
really
that's-
gross, but people buy
They're
them.
hard.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be eaten, I don't think. I think you're supposed
they
to
are.
go like, oh.
They're like you can eat them. They're sugar.
You can eat them, but it's kind of like the cookie that the fortune cookie's in.
Oh, I eat that. That tastes so good.
No.
Yummy.
She has ruined taste buds, apparently.
Vanilla cookie. It's a vanilla shortbread Chinese cookie.
It doesn't taste like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so your options are.
Okay, go ahead.
The options are A, 4 million, B, 8 million, C, 4 billion, or D, 8 billion. Are these the new ones? All right. So happy birthday to all the people this week. Is it Needles? Emma Needles?
Yep.
Yeah. Braylon Blows, Beckett Bates, Callan Hines, Cassandra Rosenberger, Nolan
Gagne.
Gagne, and Zayden Kraft. All right. This is my delineation of people that I know.
I just kind of figured I would just do it for everybody.
okay. It's just like-
because you stopped, and I was like, wait, these other people are gonna feel left out.
I hope they do.
So this is for everybody. Okay.
No, it's just more of like I know them, so it's like you usually say woohoo if someone we know, and I just didn't have the power in me to do it.
Her hand said woohoo.
So yeah, this is the woohoo. No mail this week. Sad. But yeah, so like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the fun things. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Registration.
Oh yes,
It is the pourins the in.
Yeah.
Even since the last time that we talked to you, it is pourins the ins even more. So you need to get in there. You need to put your registration in. So, all right. Well, we will see you guys next week.
All right,
Goodbye.
guys.
I don't have clicky. You're the. It does. Ready?
Whatever.